Hey everyone, this is David Brown from Lyco Birds, and in this video I want to give an update on the broad-winged hawk migration for the Northeast United States as of September 14th, 2020. We'll look at today's totals from a few sites, and then we'll take a look at the winds and weather for the upcoming week and try to predict what the next good days might be. So if we come over here to Hawk Count, hawkcount.org, which is the website that most hawkwatches submit their data to. Let's take a look at some sites. So let's begin with the Ashland Hawkwatch. This is the hawkwatch that I'm the counter at. And today we had 76 broadwings. So this was the first good day that we've had. I think we had one of the first days of the season, we had 18. But today was the first day we had actual kettles. And it was mostly an afternoon flight. So we're hopeful that it'll continue tomorrow when we have good weather and winds again. So the hawks are just starting to reach us. If I jump to Cromwell Valley Park in Maryland, who they actually usually get birds after us, but today they got a lot more than us, 540. Good total for them. Militia Hill in southeastern Pennsylvania, down near Philadelphia, 192. Again, they got their first good flight of the season, and it'll probably continue tomorrow. We go farther north to Montclair, New Jersey, about 150 broadwings. First good flight for them. Again, it'll probably continue. Let's go to the Kittatinny Ridge, Bake Oven Knob, 750 broadwings. Hawk Mountain, about 450. And Wagner's Gap, 387. Wagner's Gap's near Carlisle, Pennsylvania. And actually, these sites on the Kittatinny Ridge did better 2 days ago on the 12th, but they're continuing with a good flight today. If we jump across to New Jersey in the mountains, we have Raccoon Ridge with almost 1,000 broadwings, so a good flight for them. And the biggest total I saw from the whole region was Allegheny Front, which is located in southwestern Pennsylvania. You can see 2,754 broadwings, so they got a big flight. Last year, in 2019, they got a lot of broadwings, and us down in this region, Delaware, southeastern Pennsylvania, we hardly got any at all. So last year, the trend was just the weather took the broadwings farther west. The Kittatinny Ridge sites did okay, but Allegheny Front really got a lot. So western Pennsylvania got the broadwings last year. We'll see how things play out this year. If we jump up to New England, we have Blueberry Hill, Massachusetts, 390 broadwings. Chestnut Hill, Connecticut, 570. Franklin Mountain, New York, 655. And Quaker Ridge, Connecticut had an excellent total. Their first big flight of the season, 1,253. And I'm happy to see that because this is a site that I look at a lot, because we seem to get a lot of their birds 1 or 2 days after they go through there. So I'm always happy to see them get a lot of broadwings. Okay, let's take a look at the weather. This is windy.com. It's a great website for checking the wind. They also have an app that I use every day. So big shout out to Windy. This was the wind from today as of 11 a.m. You can see it was northerly winds across the whole region, mostly north-northwest. So that explains a lot of why we had good migration today. If we jump ahead to tomorrow, Tuesday, September 15th, 2020, we see down in my region, we're going to have light northeasterly winds, but really a lot of New England and Pennsylvania is just going to be very light winds, but it'll be sunny most places. So broadwings should be on the move again. It should be good conditions for kettling, although if you have blue sky, it could be difficult to spot the birds. If we look ahead to Wednesday and Thursday, the conditions get a little bit worse. Southerly winds overall. This is for Wednesday. We see, even as we get into Wednesday afternoon, stronger southerly winds that'll probably hold up the birds a bit. Jump ahead to Thursday, very light winds. I think this might be starting to get cloudier. I know, especially Friday, if we look here down in my region, easterly winds, going to be cloudy, chance of showers. So I'm not expecting very good migration from Wednesday through Friday for most of the region. But if we look ahead to Saturday, this is Saturday, September 19th, we're back to northerly winds. So I know a lot of people will be happy to hear that. Could get big Broadwing flights across the whole mid-Atlantic and New England over the weekend when a lot of people can come out to see them. So the only concern might be how strong these winds are. That could disrupt the thermals, maybe not ideal conditions for kettling. And also for some of the ridge sites, it's more of a north or even northeast wind. So they're not getting that ideal northwest wind. Let's look ahead to Sunday, the 20th. It's going to continue. And now we see that the wind, a lot of places, has shifted again, slightly northeast. So maybe not ideal for ridge sites, but overall, for overall bird migration and raptor migration, it's a northerly wind and it should be good conditions. So we'll look for a big flight. And if we haven't got the big Broadwing peak before then, we'll expect to see a lot of Broadwings during that period. Keep in mind that when we're trying to predict Broadwing flights, one of the big factors is just where the birds ended up the day before. It doesn't really matter what your weather conditions are if the birds aren't in place to move past your site. So that's a big one. And sometimes you'll look at the weather and you'll say, well, it's not very good conditions, but the Broadwings are in the area and they want to move. That sun pops out for a little bit, you can get a big flight. So don't write off a day just because the weather conditions aren't perfect. Keep an eye on what sites we're seeing birds the day before. And that's the migration update for September 14th, 2020. I hope that this is informational. And of course, these are my own personal opinions. I could be wrong. It's just my interpretation of the weather. But again, looking for good migration on Tuesday, the 15th, and then a couple slow days. But then over the weekend, Saturday, the 19th, and Sunday, the 20th, look for good hawk migration overall and good songbird migration as well. So thank you all for watching. This is David Brown, and good luck at your hawk watch.